Hey guys, welcome to the 2024 Goodwood Festival of Speed. We just had a chance to see the new M5 right there, so you can check out that video. But of course, we also wanted to see the brand new BMW X3 G45. You've seen it before the car. We drove the car already in the prototype form. We will drive a production series sometimes in the fall. But before we do that, let's talk about the design of the new car. And we start to the front. You can see completely different design on the new X3, and it starts with the kidney grille, as you can see right here, completely different than the outgoing X3. Of course, you also have a more aggressive front fascia with a lower bumper. Just like on all the M performance cars, they try to emphasize the sportiness of the car. Same thing on the X3 M50. Design-wise, it's a lot simpler than before. They call this the monolithic design, which if you translate this, it's more about having simple shapes around the car and at the front as well. Even the hood, it's a lot simpler than before. You don't have these very large creases running across. You only got these two creases in the middle and this very solid crease on both sides. Once again, they're trying to simplify the shapes of the car. If you move to the side, you will see also the simpler shapes as well. You only have one line running across, which you see on most of the BMWs. You don't have the spats right here anymore, so you have a body-colored panel as well. Of course, very large wheels. You can go up to 22 inches on this one with the optional wheels. So that's always nice to see on a BMW car. Same aggressive rocker panel that you see on some of the other newer BMWs, including the new BMW M5. Flush door handles, once again similar to other newer BMWs. And if you go to the back, you will see the Hofmeister King, which is always nice to have it on a BMW car. Very iconic design element. The overall shape, it's also a bit more coupe-ish than before. Size-wise, it also resembles the X5 in length and also in width as well. Now, if you move to the back, of course, you will also see similar taillights as on the X5. Speaking of the X5, you have this L shape that's kind of split in the middle. The forms kind of like an arrow right there. Very interesting graphics inside. Then of course you see these simpler shapes as well. I mentioned this at the front too, and that follows the same design language in the back. The M50 badge, because this is the first time they're offering the M50 on the BMW X3, replaces the M40i. There is no more I. We've talked about this in the past as well. And then of course, probably the most controversial part in the back is the quad pipes, because the first time the X3 is getting quad pipes, which was initially reserved for full M cars. See if we can open the trunk. See, it's quite spacious. We've talked about this in the previous review. You have some additional storage space right there if you want to put some more things. But overall, it's your typical X3, you know, with a little bit more cargo space because it's bigger in size. Take a look inside and see what's new in the car. So I've talked about this in the previous videos in case you missed them, but I can walk you through quickly to point out some of the changes. Steering wheel, flat bottom, just like on the M5. Other BMWs as well, so that's one big change in the car. You get a 12 o'clock red marker specific to the X3 M50. Of course, you might have noticed also the new design on the door panel, so you have the door handle, that's brand new design there. And then of course the memory seats as well, they're unique to the car. You can adjust also the vents from there too for the AC, so that's quite interesting. You also have this new fabric on the dashboard, which is also new in the BMW X3. You can see it on the doors as well. And then you also have the interaction bar that runs across from the doors all the way to the center console. Speaking of the display here, it's powered by iDrive 9, and then of course you're still keeping this large curved display. It's losing the physical buttons. I've talked about this endlessly in the past. You have a new design as well here for the vents. A lot of plastic parts, a little bit more than I wanted in the car, but we've mentioned this in the past too. A new integration of the cup holders right here. So instead of having the round cup holders, you have these two unique shapes in there. And then of course you have the wireless charging for your phone, plenty of USB-C ports. And probably biggest change inside this car, just like in the M5, it's the lack of a gear shifter. You got this toggle shifter right there, but luckily you still get the iDrive controller too, so I'm happy that BMW managed to keep that. Other than that, really quite a spacious car because it's a lot bigger than before, and that's probably one of the biggest benefits when it comes to the new BMW X3. Speaking of other benefits, it's getting a new BMW B58 engine. It makes close to 400 horsepower, so that's quite good, and it goes from 0 to 60 in about 4.6 seconds. The car goes into production in the next few months, and of course it's going to hit the dealerships by the end of this year. So we'll have a chance to drive this one this fall, and we'll tell you more about how it drives on the street. So with that being said, this was the new BMW X3 M50 from the Goodwood Festival of Speed.